I can travel up Borrowdale very sad. Through the winter time, it's all black houses. There's nobody living in them. They come in the summertime when there's nice times. Other than that, nothing's happening. Now, are they doing anything to our local economy? They're doing nothing.
There's 5 cottages in our row of houses, and there's 2 that the people are only there for maybe 5-6 weeks of the year, and the rest of the time they're just sat empty.
The National Park, in particular with their latest policies, are really pushing the forefront of what it is that we need to do to create key worker housing and affordable local housing.
Everybody in Britain thinks you have to have your own house. No, you don't. You have to have some sort of accommodation, apartment, posh name, a flat.
In the future, if there is no change and recognition of the housing problems in rural Britain, then we will end up very much like they have done in Florida, with selective retirement communities where many, many wealthy people live with serviced by people that bus in from the outside.
I think it has quite a negative effect on the community, as lots of young people have no choice but to move away.
My concern is obviously for my own children when they grow up. What's going to happen to them? What's their situation going to be?
House prices locally now have gone through the roof. I mean, a nice 2-bedroomed, 3-bedroomed house at the bottom of the hill here, you'd be talking 350 grand.
The houses have sort of become too expensive for the people that actually are from up north.
The reason I don't live here because it's far too expensive for me to buy property. So I have to commute 60 miles a day.
I know that the school has more pupils from outside than it has from Keswick. They bus 9 buses in every day.
The effect on the community is that the bloodline of families born and bred in the area are having to move out to find property elsewhere due to the prices.
Outsiders that are coming in, like ourselves, that are coming into Keswick, as I said, the locals just can't get on.
When you live outside of the community, you don't take part as a volunteer in evening events, club events, and getting involved with local council and putting back something into the community.
The cost of the houses is prohibitive, and there's not much industry here for people to work.
I've got half a dozen people here now, none of which own a house. All want to live in the area but can't afford to pay even the down payment.
It's council tax that's really the major problem. When you add it on to the rest of your bills, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think the people that are suffering are clearly people that are trying to get on the housing ladder within the area. This is obviously local people.
The second home industry and the holiday let industry has just pushed the prices so high now that very few people can afford to buy.
If I had a magic wand, I would have some more affordable housing for younger people in this area.
The money that was made from the sale of council houses, which are now private property, should have been used to build more council houses.
I think someone's eventually just going to have to release some land, and they're going to have to build maybe small cul-de-sacs that are sympathetic to the area.
The Lake District National Park call the shots as far as planning goes. Now, I was elected in a democratic process. I stand for Keswick, but when it comes to planning issues, we get our ears bent, but we are only consultees.
Keswick is one of the most expensive parts of the country to live in. Disproportionately high house prices, really, particularly when you consider local earnings.
I want to stay in Keswick, but it's really expensive, so I think it's going to be a small place, a really quite cramped place.
I think that there should be more houses built to accommodate all the people that are moving up here and all the people that already grew up here and live here.
If you want affordable houses, you have to index to, in effect, wages.
Nobody does anything.
I get very upset when the quangos, unelected people with a huge budget and no mandate from the people, make decisions that influence my life.
They're all full of good intentions and there's no bloody action.
The primary school has lost a teacher because the young one's not coming up. And is that going to go on?
And you do get a lot of people that move in to buy second homes and they don't provide anything, they don't bring anything back into the community, like schools, which causes the schools to close down, local amenities like the local post offices, they have to close down as well.
People on the board are retired and they've got their own agendas. Until we get a balance of people, working people on the national park and national councils, we are not going to have a change to this industry. We're going to have the ones that have got a lot of money coming through and taking up the housing stock. And the ones that want to live here as locals and have a pride of where they live, they haven't got a chance.